All 5 Advent candles are now lit. The families that have come to participate in that this year have been really special. It's been a really neat thing to see. Thank you, the Keeney family, tonight. The weeks leading up to Christmas can be tumultuous. Several weeks ago, the Republicans and the Democrats both held debates as part of their conversations with our country, which is a precursor of probably an overwhelming amount of time that we will be discussing politics in the coming year. Lord help us. Among the topics that they discussed were fear and and also I think they mentioned fear. We have much to fear, they tell us, and we really already knew this, did we not? We have much about which to be concerned. We live in a tumultuous time. Single words shudder us. ISIS, Afghanistan, still AIDS, throw the word migrant out, unemployment still, climate change. I drove into town and the sign said 340, 1224, 80 degrees. Merry Christmas. This week, a Charlie Brown Christmas aired on national primetime television for the 50th time. And in a world where the latest and the greatest technology is outdated in a matter of months, the flyers that the stores printed at the beginning of December were out of date by the time we got to the store to buy the item that they were advertising. Social media trends come and go and come and go and come and go in a matter of days. 50 years of anything is pretty meaningful. And I'm a fan of these things, these nostalgic things, especially Christmas nostalgic things. I have a 1956 Coke bottle, still full, with a painted Santa on the front of it. The classics, the Holiday Inn and White Christmas and It's a Wonderful Life are front and center for my DVD collection, and we watch them year-round, not just at Christmas time. So when nostalgia and Christmas are combined, like in Charlie Brown, I am hooked and I am there, and it is must-see TV in our household. The Charlie Brown Christmas special falls squarely in my wheelhouse. Yours? I still remember my dad sitting on the edge of his bed, reciting his text for a Sunday morning at Christmas time. I'm at least 4th, maybe 5th generation disciple preacher. He always read the text out loud as he got dressed, thinking to himself what he's going to say from the pulpit, repeating the important lines again, the important themes, saying it over and over, getting it top of mind in his head, practicing his diction and phrasing and inflection and tone and volume and enunciation and, preacher stuff. And he was sitting there on the corner of his bed and he was going over this text. And that one year when I heard him practicing, such a regular thing, I recognized the text. And it wasn't from church. It was just familiar, and it fell into my ears, and I went, what was that? And I walked down the hall, and I listened a little bit closer. Yeah, I know what that is. And I peeked around the corner, and I saw him there reading it. But I didn't see him, and I didn't hear his voice when I heard that text. For some reason, it was the voice of a kid, and I thought, well, did I do that in church one time in a pageant, or did I read that, or where have I heard that before? It was the voice of Linus Van Pelt, reading Luke 2 again. And there were shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over the flocks. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone round them. And they were terrified. But the angel said, "Fear not, do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. For unto you a son is born. He's the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You'll find a baby lying in a manger. Every single time I hear it, I hear his voice, little Linus Van Pelt, clutching his little blanket there for the school Christmas pageant. And then I saw it. And something struck me. You all have probably seen it, but I hadn't noticed it until recently. Right in the middle of speaking, right in the middle of this famous thing, Linus is just giving it his all. Linus, blue blanket in hand, drops the blanket. And it cuts to a wide shot of the stage, and there he is at the little microphone reading his thing, and the blanket is 4 or 5 feet away from him, on the ground. Right in the middle of his thing, his biggest thing, his proudest moment, the spotlight on this little boy, he drops his blanket, his security. Now, Charlie Brown is best known for that little striped shirt he has. Linus is best known for the little blue blanket. And the kids throughout all of the Peanuts have tried so hard to get Linus to get rid of that blanket, get rid of the blanket, put it down, and he just won't do it. Lucy, Snoopy, Sally, all the other kids have tried. He just won't let go. And even though his security blanket is a major source of ridicule for him, he will not. That thoughtful, mature, well-spoken little animated kid refuses to give it up. Ever. Until that one time. That one time that he gave it up. Seemingly without a thought, he dropped it. That one moment when he just drops it. No other time in all the strips, all the shows, if the blanket is near him, he has it in his hand. No other time. But in that one scene, when Linus shares what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown, he lets it go. And at first I thought, oh, the animators missed it. It's an oversight. No, it's not. Clearly not. It is absolutely, without a doubt, intentional. Charles Schulz sneaked it in there on us, and I didn't even see it for all of these years. That moment when he drops it is when he utters the words of the angel, "Fear not." Christiana, what did your angel say when you got up there? What did you say? Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Good news, great joy, all people. Right? Looking at it now, it's so clear. It's so simple and so brilliant. Fear not. Good news, great joy, all people. The birth of Jesus separates us from the things that hold us back. The things that we cling to. The things that we feel like give us security, but they don't. The birth of Jesus tears us free from the habits we're unable or we're unwilling to break ourselves away from. The birth of Jesus allows us to drop the false security that we've been grasping so tightly. The birth of Jesus helps us to finally learn to trust and cling to God instead of all those other things. Fear not. Good news. Great joy. All people. 2015 was a pretty scary year. The world of 2015 is a pretty scary place. Most of us find ourselves grasping onto something for security, whatever that thing may be. 2015 is a world in which it's very difficult for us to fear not. Fear not falls on our ears and we're saying, but what about? And we have our list. But what about? But truth is, the year 27 was probably a pretty scary year too, for an unwed couple traveling in the desert. The year 1093 was probably a pretty scary year for most folks. 1379, yeah, probably. 1851, yeah. 1956, yeah. Name a year, and I will give you a fear to go with it. And in the midst of the fear and the insecurity, this simple cartoon image from 1965 gives us a little bit of inspiration because it bears light to the truth that we proclaim tonight. Put down the temporary, the insufficient, the less than, the unreliable, the false security, and seek peace. Just peace. True security, true relationship, true love, true kindness, true generosity. Because those things are in the one place that they've always been and can always still be found. Fear not. Good news. Great joy. All people